My name's Owen. I'm a fourth year Modern and Medieval Languages MML student, and I study German and French. In terms of supporting each other within the group was small. It was just 12 of us, lots and lots of camaraderie, because we're having classes together first thing in the morning, 4 days a week. And lots of people seem to find Cambridge or think that Cambridge is competitive. I have never found Cambridge to be competitive. I think the group was always very supportive. When we had resources, if they were grammar notes, if they were online flashcards, if they were essays, then we would always share these with each other. In the Christmas of first year, we had the opportunity to go to Berlin as a group, stay with host families and attend a language school. It was a chance, I guess, to see a different style of language teaching in the language school, because we'd had a term of Cambridge. Cambridge has a specific way of teaching languages, so it was a chance to see other approaches, to practice our German with native speakers, to see some of the history of Berlin, and also to bond the group together a bit more. We were 7 or 8 of us in this foreign city, and it helped us get closer and sort of support each other a bit more when we got back after Christmas. I think most MML students would tell you that learning languages generally is a fun thing to do. And at a university, there's obviously lots of opportunity to practice your language with native speakers. The university has a German society. They run meetups so you can practice with native speakers. I obviously feel much more confident now that I've been to Germany and come back going to a meetup that's mostly natives, because I've done lots of speaking with actual Germans. But there are also things organised by the department so you can meet up and practice with other learners. So this year I've helped run what we call the Sprachcafé, so you can meet up for coffee and cake and to chat in German with your peers. And we try to make that a thing for students of German rather than native speakers. You have a certain amount of choice in whether you want to study in quite a broad way or in a specialised way. So you can specialise quite early in a particular aspect of language and culture from your second year, if you like. That wasn't actually what I chose to do. I chose to take a more broad introductory paper in my second year because I wasn't really totally sure what it was that I wanted to specialise in. But now I'm in my fourth year, I've decided to take a paper in historical linguistics, so the history of German all the way from Old High German in the early Middle Ages through to German today. And also a paper in contemporary German culture, focusing mostly on politics in Germany and Austria, which has been really interesting actually, because I didn't know very much about Austria at all before this year, and also in the history of the EU, which has been really, really interesting, and actually in some ways doesn't feel like work, because a lot of the reading is actually keeping up with the news and what's going on in Germany or in Austria. So a typical day at Cambridge probably involves a couple of contact hours. So they might be classes, they might be lectures, they might be supervisions. It sort of depends from day to day. And then you would then spend probably several hours doing independent work. If that might be reading for an essay, it might be writing an essay, it might be doing homework for a translation class. But there's also plenty of time to do other things, whether they're extracurricular things, the sort of classic sports, music, societies. Personally, I've done quite a lot of student politics this year. That's taken up a lot of my time. But also things that you might not consider to be extracurriculars, but are just relaxing and making sure that you have a work-life balance. So that might be clubbing, it might be going to the pub, it might be watching Netflix, it might be going for coffee with friends, whatever that might be. There's plenty of time to fit that into.